We've been doing a little bit of work, and there's a couple of things that are new since I last filmed. Over here in high tunnel number 1, high tunnel number 2 is over there. Incidentally, the people from Scenic Acres came, or the installation crew from Scenic Acres came. They replaced the plastic on the new high tunnel. Very few questions, and they came and replaced what was on the roof. They didn't replace the sides. There are 2 channels on the side, so they can have different plastic for the sides that roll up and the top as well. So that's all done, but I haven't got anything planned in there yet. We've got some plans, got some things that are coming up for it, but we might just wait till spring before we do anything besides like a cover crop or something in there. But this is high tunnel number 1, and as you can see behind me, we've got this ground cover down on it. This is DeWitt, I believe it is. It's 3.2 ounce. So I got it from Deerfield Supplies. That's over in Elkton. That's really close to where Scenic Acres is. And this is 6 foot wide by 300 foot long. I cut it in 2. There was a seam here in the center of it that I didn't really like. It was probably around 170, 80 feet in it, but that's okay. I got some pins for it too, and I've got it down. And I've got this for a couple of different reasons. Over here, just north of it, I had it down here for a little while, and it killed everything, so that's really great. It's going to get rid of all the weeds. I may leave it just permanently right here, may get just a little bit more of it. What I want to show you with these perennials on row 3 over here, that's 3 from the north side. Let's get a little closer. So I planted some trees and some perennials here in this row 3, right over here, just about right here. This is chaya. And this is a banana tree. I got these from a friend of mine, an acquaintance that I've made since I've started producing content. His name is Glenn. He runs a YouTube channel too called How to Garden. I'll put a link down in the description below. He sent me these, and it was really very nice of him. And this is taken off. This banana tree is taken off. The chaya hasn't grown quite as much as I expected it to. Another name for the chaya is tree spinach. And I wanted to show you something just a little closer with this banana tree. Now this banana was just this big whenever he sent it to me. He sent it in the mail. He's from Florida, and he sent this to me, and I planted it. It didn't do much for a very long time. I kind of thought it had died, but then it took off. So this is all this year's growth, and I'm hoping that it'll survive in this high tunnel through the winter. We're going to get our geotubes working a bit better, hopefully, here in the future. This is what I wanted to show you about it. Look over here right next to it. It's a little baby banana. I'm going to dig this up and transplant it somewhere else soon. I'll show you another video coming up, but that's doing very well. There's also over here a couple more chaya trees. I had an avocado cutting over here, but it didn't make it, so I'm gonna try that again. It was a bacon variety. A friend of mine from California sent it to me. But there's also a moringa tree over here, and then something else I'm gonna show you last. This is a moringa, Moringa oleifera. This doesn't usually grow in zone 7. That's where I am here in western Kentucky. Again, I'm hoping it'll survive the winter here, but the leaves of this are supposed to be super nutritious. So you can put them in your salad and stuff like that. They're not super tasty, tastes like a leaf really, but it's supposed to be a really healthy food for you, high in iron and other things as well. So this is row 3, so we'll be able to have a couple more things in here. And this high tunnel we're kind of using a lot for some perennials. Over here on the south side, the southernmost row, that's row 8, I've got comfrey, and then row 7 we have strawberries, and they're doing really well. They're a little weedy, been weeding them a few times, and hopefully if I get most of these weeds out of here, eventually the strawberries will start matting out, and they have put on a lot of runners since last year when we planted them. They'll start matting out, and we won't have to worry about it quite as much. But right now I've just been weeding them every month or so, and it takes a couple hours to do, really, just going down it and on my hands and knees and weeding everything. But it's kind of a pain, but hopefully these will produce for us and keep producing. And the first year with our big strawberry patch, it didn't produce anything. Second year it didn't produce much, but this year produced a lot more, and I want to show you about that here in just a minute. But one more thing in here before I take you out there and show you that. This is a mulberry here. This is what I was told. Glenn sent this to me as well. This is an Illinois everbearing mulberry. He sent me a couple other kinds. One of them didn't make it. One of them is just a natural red, just like we have. I got a bunch of them here. And then one's a Thailand variety, and I've got it in a pot outside. It's supposed to be like the world's best. And then I've got one more that I started from cuttings that I got off eBay, and I'm not sure if it's Shangri-La or Pakistani, but If it's Pakistani, it'll have big mulberries, and we'll see that soon. Otherwise, by the process of elimination, we'll know it's Shangri-La. But I haven't been watering tons in here, and on the northernmost row, it's over here next to the edge. Whenever it rains, it gets pretty moist. So I haven't been watering very much, but I started watering the other day, and this drip tape, it takes a while for it to get a lot of good water on this row. So what I thought I would do is, I got this bucket here, and it's got holes in the bottom. I've also got some compost here in the bottom of it. So this came from the chicken pen. It smells really sweet. It's that good compost from the chicken pen. But if I fill this with water, and I'll get the water hose over here and show you what we do. If I fill this with water, and I'm filling it with water now, then these holes in the bottom will let this water that's been soaking in the compost for a while come out ever so slowly. So the mulberries will get watered, and what I plan on doing is taking this bucket every day. I did the mulberries like this yesterday or the day before, but I'm going to do them again today for this video. They'll get some good nutrition, and they'll get slowly watered, so it'll all seep into the soil slowly as well. After I do this one, tomorrow I'll move the bucket over here next to this chaya or the moringa or the banana tree, and then I can get every one of these just a little bit of extra nutrition. And then after it's done the whole row, then maybe I'll go dump this compost out and get some fresh compost, which this compost will be good for a while. See, it's all full now, but then it's going to slowly drip out the bottom and water this mulberry right here. And I can do the same thing for all of these. I've not been doing quite as many videos here recently, and one of the reasons is that we're still learning and trying to figure things out. I don't want to seem arrogant as though I'm telling you this is the best way to do things, this works, because I actually don't know if some of these things work. A lot of these things that I'm doing are experiments. I don't know what I'm doing in this high tunnel. We're learning, we're figuring things out right here. But when we're using this process of elimination, here in just a couple years, we're going to have it all figured out, and we're going to have it documented along the way, and maybe some of you will want to follow us along the way as well, and I hope that you do, because y'all have been really great to us. Some of you have sent some things for Rua and our baby that's coming in October, Ivy. We really appreciate that. Y'all are just so generous, and we've made some good friends. It's been a really great thing, and we really appreciate you. And if you want to follow this, just know that what we're saying and what we're doing, comes from a position of learning alongside you. So, that's where we're coming from. But I want to show you something outside as well. Before I take you outside, I've also got a fig in here. We've got a couple of figs in our front yard food forest, and they get really big and bushy every year, but every winter they die off, and it just starts from scratch. They come back from the roots every spring and they just grow again, but we're not getting any figs off of it. So I thought if we kept it in here where it doesn't get quite so cold, even though this is, I think, brown turkey or Chicago hardy, it's supposed to be hardy to this zone. I'm hoping that maybe it'll survive and thrive. And what we'll do, because this is only like a 15 foot in the center high tunnel, maybe 16, I'm not sure, what we'll do is we'll just keep it pruned back. This is actually one that I propagated from this last year, from the one in my front yard. I've got chaya, I've got fig, I've got a banana tree, I've got the moringa, and I've got the Illinois everbearing mulberry. And all of that's in the high tunnel, but this is out here, and you see high tunnel 2 behind me. But this is a strawberry patch between these posts. Here's a post, can you see it? Here's a post, and there's a post over here, and there's 2 posts in the distance. I don't have anything around it, but it's strawberries, and there's some comfrey close to the sides that we planted last summer. Some of it's gotten pretty big. I mowed over all of these about 2 days ago. This is toward the end of August. I read online that you're not supposed to do it past August 1st, but if I remember correctly, I did it like in September last year, and we had the best harvest of strawberries that we've had so far this year. So I did it again, but one thing that I've been doing is, because it's such a drastic thing, I wanted to get rid of these weeds in here. That's one reason that I did it. But one thing that I've been doing is I've been watering it. I've got a sprinkler, and I've watered it a couple times, and I'm going to water it again. I'm going to keep it nice and wet and moist so it can start growing back. But that's what these posts are here for. I put the sprinkler that goes, it's just one of those cheap ones, and it goes back and forth. I put it at every one of these push-in posts here in the center. And one of the only reasons I'm telling you about this is again an experiment. I'm doing it to document it for ourselves so we can see how drastic and ugly and scary it looks to cut it back in August and of this year, so in spring it'll come back. And what I'm going to do, we had some weeds that were quite tall. I think I'm going to go through there with the weed eater and go over all the crowns to get rid of those tall weeds. So we had some tall grass and some tall weeds in there, and I was pulling some of them, but now I'm you know, chopping them back. Again, I say this about every time, but we really appreciate you. We are, you know, adding a lot of infrastructure, trying a lot of new things. We're not doing anything really well right now because you know, we've got so many things going on, but we're learning all sorts of lessons, invaluable. And if there's anything that I can suggest to you, it's not to do exactly what we're doing as far as covering up rows or high tunnel or perennials or mowing strawberries or any of these other things. The thing that I would suggest to you more than anything else is to try it, because the worst thing that can happen is a little bit of failure, and you learn so much from failure. We've been learning so much from our failures, and you've been learning from some of those things as well. Get out there and try it, experiment, get dirty, do all those things, and learn the lessons, and then grow from that, because here in a few years, I'm confident, I really strongly believe that we're going to have a lot of really great things going on here. We're going to be producing a lot more food for our family, maybe for our community, and also maybe having some income from this as well. Right now, very little income from the farm. We've sold a few little rabbits. I don't think I've sold any plants, and I've not sold much produce, but I'm going to, and that's what's so exciting about this, because all these things are just seeds that I'm planting now, and we all know about those, right? These are seeds that I'm planting now, and it's going to come to fruition. But be patient with it. Be patient with yourselves. Give yourselves lots of grace, and when you do that, then you're not going to be sorry about the things that you're experiencing. We appreciate you, and until the next time that you come and see our channel, thanks.